It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 dig, 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 go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Rusty, Al, and then we'll end with Mike. Go ahead.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers, to your left. Greg, throughout your career, is there a bonsai move that you've made that is memorable because it either worked or it didn't work?
Yeah, I guess not necessarily a bonsai move. It sort of was. You know, Tucson Raceway Park. You know, it was sort of like Darlington. You know, where you can run way down the racetrack, way down on the flat, and you know, I kind of did that famous slide job, I guess. Got my car to get grip way down on the white line where nobody ran. Last 4 laps at Tucson Raceway Park when I was able to win there and come from a lap down and win. So that was sort of a, you know, had to try it, you know, type of move. You know, just turned it all the way to the bottom and, you know, slid across the bottom and got back to the gas and ended up, you know, being able to clear the guy coming off the corner. So, you know, one of those kinds of moves. But that's all that, you know, I'm sure there's little things where you just squeak through and you're like, you know, that was pretty ballsy and it worked out for me. But, you know, there's probably a number of those that I can't think of right now. That was late model racing at Tucson. Yeah.
I'll go Rusty, Al, and then we got to end with Mike, and if you need Greg, I'm maybe on the way out. Go ahead.
Rusty Ball, NASCAR Media Group. Just looking a couple of weeks ahead, a lot of people talk about Talladega being a wild card race. Also Martinsville. Just wondering if I get your thoughts on that race and what you might do to approach it. You can't run in the back there, that's for sure. No,
you cannot run in the back at Martinsville. Not for long. You can, but not for long. I'm really, really excited, optimistic about going to Martinsville, especially, you know, after the way that we ran at Loudon, New Hampshire. I know that that's not the same exact racetrack, but it is technically a similar racetrack for us. A lot slower speed, a lot more technical, but a flat racetrack nevertheless that you got to get the car to turn, and it takes quite a bit of brake at Loudon as well. So with those things considered, and us running 7th in the fall last year, I'm pretty optimistic that we can be there again. I remember beating on the back of the 48's bumper at Martinsville in the fall just because I could finally get to them and race with them at that racetrack. So hopefully that's the same case this year. We can go back there and run in the top 5.
Al, and then Mike. Go.
Yeah, Greg, Al Muskie from the Anniston Star. I had 2 things, please. That idea that you talked about a little bit earlier about getting out of here with the minimal damage, that's pretty much a team-wise philosophy with your group, isn't it?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, minimal damage, but we feel like we certainly feel like we can run in the top 10, and I'm ready to put it on the line there with 25 to go. It's going to be fun. You know, and I feel like you're going to see a little bit of, you know, a lot's been talked about in the points. You know, we're 3 races we're on top of each other. I just think you're going to see a little bit of separation this week, but I'm confident that we're going to be the top of the heap.
And the other thing is the PGA Tour playoffs are kind of a lot like the Chase is, and they kind of formulated it along the same way. This year they had a guy lock up their Chase before the last event, you know, what VJ did. How likely do you think that is to happen in your Chase, and how neat do you think that would be if you were able to make up the ground and make that happen this year?
I think it's possible. One would wonder why I'd say that right now, being 3 races in and being within all 3 of us within 30 points, but I certainly think it's possible. If a person could continue to run at the level that we are now for 10 weeks, certainly somebody is going to, you know, have a 9th or 10th place finish, or a couple of them, And that's really probably not enough points. I guess I should rephrase. Probably not enough points to lock it up, because what I call lock it up is just have to take the green at Homestead. Would be considered to me. I had 170 or 80. I don't know how many points at California, and I wasn't locked in the chase yet. Well, if I'd had 4 more, I wouldn't even have had to go to Loudon or go to Richmond. So I consider myself locked in, but I had to go take the green. That's what I'd consider have the chase locked up. Just show up at Homestead and start the engine. So I think that's reachable. If one of the 3 of us continue to run at the level we run at for all 10 weeks, you could see that kind of point lead, but I don't know if it's going to happen this year.
Final question. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike Muller with the Winston-Salem Journal. Earnhardt used to intimidate guys in practice, and he just tried to scare the heck out of everybody. Was Carl's move just something wild off the wall thing, or do you think that it might be? I mean, the next time you see him coming in your rearview mirror, you're gonna say, "Whoa, maybe maybe that was an intimidation type of game plan."
I don't know if it was or not. I don't think that I'd be intimidated to see Carl behind me, in that situation again. I wouldn't. Everybody's going to try something on the last lap. The 48 at New Hampshire drove way down on the apron, on the last lap. I could see him in the mirror out here. The problem is the car will only do as much as it wants to do. I mean, we cannot make it go by. So Carl, driving way down in the corner like that, the 48 knew he was going to slide up. So the 48, got out of the gas, turned the car down, and went. So it wasn't going to stick. So, you got to think to yourself that the car will only do so much. And what your car will do. And if you drive it in there as fast and hard as your car is going to go, that guy 2-4 car lengths back probably isn't going to be able to pass you just by driving by you. It's definitely going to be a race. So I don't think I'd be intimidated by that. And like I said, it wasn't, Carl thought it out. It wasn't just something sporadic. Carl just said, I'm going to, all of a sudden I'm going to try this. He thought about it. He knew he was going to skim the wall a little bit. He felt like if he drove it down in there far enough, he could get in front of the 48 and maybe take the air off the nose of the 48 car. Maybe startle him just a little bit, and just didn't anticipate the wall, hitting the wall that hard and dragging that much speed off the car. When these cars hit the wall, they slow down in a hurry, because that's a lot of surface area, in contact with the concrete. They slow down a bunch when you hit it. But certainly it was a hell of a move and a hell of a try. I just, there's a lot of things that can jump out and bite you that you're not thinking about, I suppose, that could be on the negative side. And certainly he wouldn't have done it if the third place guy would have been right there. So he had a lot to think about. He knew, I got a lot of room behind me. Maybe if I cut a tire, I'll be able to limp it across the line and still be second. So, and I don't know how far up they were, So, he had probably thought through everything he was going to execute on that move.
Greg, thank you so much. Sure. Good luck this weekend. We appreciate it. Now we'll call up Jeff Burton, driver of the number 31 AT&T Mobility Chevrolet. He's 4th in points. He's had a very solid and consistent season. 2 top 5s, 10 top 10.